Well, good afternoon, eager young minds. Been a few years since my last hideous screed. Been in self-imposed exile since then, but I decided after urging from a colleague to get started back up with these again, get creative, maybe start teaching again. So here we go. I'm going to kick it off with NIO. What the hell is NIO? Is it Nio? Is it Neo? I don't know, but if it drives like a Tesla and it quacks like a Tesla, it is the Chinese Tesla. One of my cohorts at the office came to me back in August and said he wanted to get some of this NIO and could we get some Neo for him. At the time, it was trading around $15, and it was making a lot of noise. It seemed a bit frothy, but you know what? 3 months earlier in May, this thing had been trading at $3.34. And the Robinhood Muppets, why do I call them Muppets? Because I'm a sardonic bastard. But the Robinhood Muppets, to their credit, had been in this trade very early, and have been running and gunning it all summer long. So we got him as Nio. He got in at, I believe it was $15.26. And then about mid to late October, I had other people that would call me, come looking for me, asking for hey man, I got to make some money. You got a stock tip for me? What's hot? Well, I don't give buy and sell recommendations. That's not what I do. Usually when someone asks me for a stock tip, I tell them to go with Seabreeze in the 7th. But I said to these people, and there was 2 or 3 different ones that called me from the States, I'd say, my buddy at work, he's in this Nio, he's up almost 100% because in October it was trading a bit over $27. And most of the feedback I got was, nah, it's way too expensive. You're out of your mind. Well, here we are in January. How expensive is that $27 looking to you now when we closed it Friday at $59.06? And by the way, my piker buddy who got it at 15 is still holding it. He looks like a damn genius about now. So with Friday's close at a new all-time high for NIO, let's try to get some price targets on where it could be going. And to do that, we're going to go to its previous all-time high on November 24th at 57.20. And here you see a down leg, a wave, down to $39.51 on December 14th. And we're going to call this leg a price octave. And I'm about to show you why. Say hello to my flux capacitor. Diatonics. What are diatonics? Diatonics are the mathematics of music. So what the hell does any of that have to do with stock prices? I'll explain that in full anon in a different lesson. But for now, understand that between each note in a diatonic scale, the interval between each note is a mathematical ratio. It's a mathematical ratio that's found everywhere in nature. The way that leaves grow on trees, the way that cells divide and multiply in our body. And I can tell you with a great deal of confidence, they work very, very well with stock prices. So what do we have here? The leg that I mentioned, 57.20 on November 24th, down to 39.51. As I said, we're going to call this the price octave. And then here, based on that low, are all the intervals or points of resistance that we're going to get on the way back up. So let me fire up my Python kernel here, run our calculations. And this was the interval. There was a $17.69 price range, price octave. On the way back up, these would have been the resistance points. So where are we today? 57.20 is where we completed the full octave back up. We're through that now, and we're at 59.06. Now here's what's interesting. The next resistance point should have been $59.41. What was the high on Friday for NIO? It was $59.31. Wrong by 10 cents. But that's close enough for government work. Where could we be going? 61.62 will be the next leg up, followed by 63.09, and ultimately 66.04. Oh no. Sorry, I had forgotten to pause there, so now I look like a fucktard. But anyway, that was the ascending scale. On the descending scale, on the way down, what if NIO rolls over and starts to fall off here? Going down from Friday's close, first support would be 58.18, followed by 56.73. 55.57 would be a very strong place of support. Ultimately, 54.41 is where it would look really juicy if you're trying to find an entry point. Alrighty, some final points on NIO. Volume on Friday is back over its 50-day moving average on volume. What is the 50-day moving average? It's 10 weeks of trading days on NIO. Very important indicator down here, money stream. And don't concern yourself so much with the level of money stream. What's important is the slope, the angle of attack. Money stream is not a retail indicator. The Robinhood guys cannot move money stream up or down. It takes institutional order flow, real money, to move money stream. And as you can see here, for the ever since really that December 14th low, money stream has been slowly coming in, and it's getting stronger and stronger. One last point about candlesticks in general. You know, a market is a war. Every candle in the war, every candle on your chart is an individual battle. And let's look at Friday's candle here. The real body is not that impressive because it's kind of small. But what I would point out to you is you see the lower wick down here? What does that tell us? It tells us that at some point on Friday, the buyers came in at the low and pushed the sellers way back to close up here at 59.06. All right, there was some pauses and screw-ups in the video. As you can tell, I'm rusty. But like I say, I'm back. I'm going to be doing these several times a week, maybe even every day. If you've got a stock you would like some analysis on, some chart points, some support and resistance levels, throw a comment in the channel, and I'll get to it in the order they come in. I am KingCambo. Smoke 'em if you got 'em. And that's how I roll on NIO, bro.